Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. Hello, my name's HeroicRobb. I run ODST. That's the game I'm going to play. We're going to play on Legendary. I'm very excited for this. It's pretty cool. All the Halo games prior to Halo 5 are going to be run. Actually, Halo 1, 2, and 3 have been run already. And unlike all the other Halo games, I am running on Legendary. ODST is one of the more underrated Halo games. My cat is meowing. He's wondering why I'm talking. So yeah, ODST is the one of the more underrated games. Hey Licious, yeah. Go ahead and warm up. So here we are in Streets of Mombasa. We are playing as a rookie. What we're doing is we're fighting for our survival against the Covenant, and we're also looking for our squad mates and what happened with them. Is that a brute chat? No. Yeah, that is brute chat. That's bad. It's gonna take it a little easier today. We have a carbiner. Actually, two of them. As you can see, grunts can sometimes go suicidal whenever their leaders are dead or killed. And that was kind of a sloppy clear, but at least we didn't die. We're gonna activate this phone, and it'll trigger the next part of the level. So you can see some messages up on the top of the screen. Basically, that's the superintendent, and he's going to help you throughout the entire game. He guides the rookie to where all his squad mates are located, or at least significant objects of interest. I just realized I forgot to pick up a health pack. My stamina's down. But at least I didn't get killed. That's the important part here. So we're going to find Dare's helmet, but in reality we're really gonna play as Buck. He tries to rescue Dare, but is unsuccessful, because Dare makes her way out. Yes, Halo is easy. Even ODST is rather easy. And it was good that I did a practice run yesterday, because I got a 144 on RTA time. This here is Tayari Plaza. It's a little hard. It's not nearly as hard as Cairo on Halo 2, but it's still kind of hard at times. Weapon RNG, like that. Just basically EMP the brutes, and you're more likely to survive. I had to deal with brute chat brutes. The plasma pistol really helps. The needler is not as effective, so you want to spam the needler if you happen to unfortunately get that weapon. Now we're going to come across a lot of grunts who like to take you down. There's a set of stairs that we can climb up, and then there's a health pack as well. Oh, that's not good. Sometimes we can get a checkpoint. We did, thankfully. This part here can be hard sometimes. Getting shot at's not fun. Riser mode really helped as well. Hide behind this wall here. I was lucky that I got that first try. Okay, got a checkpoint, that's good. The carbine is not as effective as a pistol. This pistol here is really good at doing its job. We got a couple snipers to worry about. Unlike Halo 2 and 3, you don't die in one hit to the beam rifle. There's another sniper here. He's a threat. He's a major threat. He doesn't want to die. There we go. There's grunts across the street. And unfortunately I have to worry about a carbine group.
Location.
Almost there. What's wrong?
A whole bunch of carbiners.
Whoa, hang on. I'll be right there.
Too late. They spotted
There's a
me.
beam rifle sniper too here.
Veronica, talk to me. Don't move. I'm coming. Here.
Yeah, Tired Plaza is a lot of fun. I find it's a little difficult. I like to keep my back turned like that, since we don't have to worry about enemies as we're advancing, and we worry more about the enemies that are behind us. It's just not smart to keep our back turned when there's enemies shooting at us. I'm doing okay right now for my speedrun. I'm just taking it a little easy. So now we're going back to playing as the rookie, and we're gonna walk the streets. Some people don't like ODST because it's a walking simulator, as they would like to call it. But when you're playing new game mode, it's not necessarily the case. After the next set of streets, you'll get a mongoose, and that just makes going through the streets a lot faster. My nades, they blew up. So I'm shooting off my ammo because we want to use up our nades here. We can get off a couple nade jumps in this area, this set of streets. This is the one set of streets that we don't really have to worry about fighting too much. We can do a little trick jumping. There's a lot of side jumping in this game. It saves a lot of time throughout the entire run when we do this. Yeah, this part of the game is rather exciting. It's just all walking and not fighting any enemies. At at least we get to ride the mongoose in most of the other streets and avoid a lot of combat. But before we get the mongoose on the next set of streets, we have to do some fighting, and we have to fight snipers too. It's a lot of fun because sometimes the snipers are too good. Okay, what I just did was I did a bunch of damage to myself. I got a mega jump explosion. It's very useful, even on easy. So we're gonna come up to Uplift Reserve. And Uplift Reserve is somewhat RNG based. I was practicing the run a little while ago. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. I will try and do the fast strats, and if I'm successful, then we're good. But if not, then we're going to take the safe path. There's a couple of safe paths. And also there is a nice little shortcut that we'll do as well. There is hardly any walking and any fighting on this level. It's all about vehicle driving. So this is the important part here. First we gotta flip this warthog, and because this is legendary, we gotta take out this brute. Usually, but not always, makes it easier for us. See that brute chopper? Sometimes he'll shoot, sometimes he'll come up to you, and that was bad.
Trooper, over here, help us secure this vehicle.
That was also bad. I probably shouldn't have run that brute over.
Over here, help us secure this vehicle.
It's all RNG when it comes to vehicle spawns and AI behavior. That was a lot better though.
Watch that chopper. Hit it head on and it'll tear us to pieces.
On easy we would go to the right of the Wraith, but since this is legendary, what happens is the Wraith can push you into the wall and the turret gunner of the Wraith can shoot you down and kill you. So it's too risky to pull a fast strat. This is a cliff climb. It's tricky sometimes. Sometimes it can go really smoothly and sometimes it can go really badly. I was in the middle. I at least got up without being shot at. This next part here, we have plenty of health. We actually have full health. But sometimes we can get unlucky like that. And we can just get killed. Wow, I would have been lucky had I not screwed up. I'm going to take the safe path though. This is a lot safer. It loses some time, unfortunately. And look, the elevator is collapsing. The reason why it's collapsing is the Prophet of Regrets ship did a slip space jump near it, and so the elevator is destabilized and it just happened to collapse. ODST also takes place during the events of Halo 2, so ODSTs, they all were doing this. They were all doing a drop, and they were intending to drop onto the ship. But Veronica Dare happened to be the leader of a different operation, and what she wanted to do was capture a Tier 1 asset, which is vital to the survival of humanity. And you'll find out what that Tier 1 asset is later on in the game. Now this is one set of streets where I do have to do some combat. And enemy spawns are also kind of random. There's a certain area. There's a sniper that can spawn in one of 3 spots, so we have to watch where he's spawned. Also, I learned that the SMG is not very effective, and I happened to forget to switch the SMG for a sniper, and I ended up carrying the sniper instead of the SMG yesterday on a practice run, and that didn't help me quite as much. I still got through the streets okay. So the reason why we were able to get into the supply cache is because we collected a whole bunch of audio logs. Audio logs, they tell the story of the invasion before the ODSTs come in. It's a pretty interesting story. It's this young woman who is looking for her father, trying to rescue him, and the superintendent constantly impedes her. Gotta watch out for sniper now. Yep, sniper. You suck. You suck more than me. My sniping was kind of bad. That could have gone a little faster. Uh-oh. Bye-bye, grunt. Gotta watch what that brute was doing. Once in a while, he'll come up fast enough, and he will sneak up on you pretty badly. And he also has a pack of grunts as well to assist him. So basically, here's a jack over here. Like I said, want to conserve sniper ammo when possible. So about the story with the young woman, her name is Sadie, and she's trying to rescue her father and survive as well. Superintendent, she has a relationship with the superintendent, which is an AI. The AI is classified as dumb, even though it's not really dumb. AIs are quite smart. So now we have more combat here. So I'll try to focus on this for a minute. Sometimes there's a carbiner on the right. I gotta remember that. He is there. Okay, I shot that guy. We have a brute to worry about now. Sometimes he has a carbine, sometimes he has a brute shot. He's got a carbine, that's bad. Okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. So yeah, about the story. There's a police commissioner. He's corrupt, and he abducts Sadie the young woman. Let me try to not drive into the car. And then there's an officer whose name is Branley. He happens to not like what Kinsler does to the girl, the woman. Okay. So I can explain better. So Branley kicks out Kinsler for assaulting Sadie, and then they're inside the car, the police vehicle, and they're making their way. I guess they're making their way through the city, trying to survive. And then Sadie's not happy, and Sadie abandons Branley, the officer who kicked out Kinsler. And Sadie comes across this big man who's selling kebabs all in the middle of an invasion. I wasn't gonna trust that race shot. Ooh, that was very close. So yes, you have to work with police officers in this level. And there's a couple levels, actually, as well. Only Upsite is all about fighting off waves after waves of enemies. So now we're gonna take out a bunch of enemies, including a pair of hunters. And we just need this Spartan laser, because it'll keep us alive. It'll take out the hunters rather quickly. If you don't shoot their shields, sometimes they take 2 shots. You had to throw down a bubble shield. Bubble shields are bad. I'd rather shoot this brute. The reason why I have a turret is because I shot down that Phantom Gunner, and it really helps whenever I run out of ammo, because I really do not want to use this Spartan laser to take out a grunt or jackal, or even a brute for that matter. Now we have to focus on shooting down the brutes with a Spartan laser. Oh, I missed that brute. At least I got one brute. That's better than missing both of them. Gotta worry about these enemies too. Little bastard cake. I wanted to say it. I'm gonna try and not swear so much. These brutes are throwing their dank bubble shields. So much fun. They're not really dank, they're annoying. That's bad. When was the last time I ever had to use this weapon? This is just bad. Oh, that's close. I have not done this bad in quite some time. That's because I was focused on that one brute. Okay. That was horrible. I have done a lot better than that. And I blame myself for focusing on that one brute that would not get out of cover.
See red? Boom.
Now hopefully this next part here will be a lot easier.
Can't hold them! Everyone get inside the building! Too many of them, Dutch! We gotta scoop!
Sometimes Mickey likes to teleport for no reason at all. Sometimes the dialogue triggers early, which is very good, but today it doesn't. Sometimes you can force Mickey to teleport,
Yeah, what here?
but sometimes the dialogue doesn't trigger when he teleports. Sometimes the first wave will spawn here, which it does. Just fired this machine gun. Gotta make sure no grunts get to you, because on legendary, both grenades will kill.
Headshot.
I stuck that brute. That is very good when you stick a brute, it's very good. Good, I got a checkpoint. It's very helpful to get a checkpoint. Okay, who's shooting at me? All them enemies are. Okay. Good job, Mickey. You shot a jackal with a rocket. I am very proud of you. That'd be a waste of a rocket to shoot a gun. Mickey, your SMG, please. Thank you. Haha. Mickey actually can kill. Mickey likes to troll around a lot, but today he is helping me out. And all my allies are alive still. Now we just need to make sure that I can take out these brutes with the brute shots first. That was bad. Sometimes there's a cheat. The brute captain can't find him though because trying to take cover. He blew himself up. Good job, Grin. You're dumb.
Changing mags. Rockets up.
Okay, who's shooting me? Oh, that bird is okay.
Grenade.
Can you stop playing hide and seek with me, brute? I was wondering who was shooting me. There we go. About time. Okay, we're good. Just need to find a plasma pistol. There we go.
Gone, man. Gone.
So now we have a boring elevator ride, but at least we have to fight buggers. I'll trust Mickey to a rocket because he's been doing good. Wait, no, I'll give him a plasma pistol first. Didn't kill anything, unfortunately.
Where the heck did these buggers come from?
Underground tunnels are filled with the damn thing.
Finally, a good reason to blow this building up. Oh man, fucker! Ow!
This level could go better, but again, in the beginning, that brute that was hiding in cover gave me a hard time. Usually it takes me around 310 to take care of them brute waves. Also, no checkpoint. This can go bad. Okay, we're doing good right now.
Oh! You don't like okay.
Sometimes I like to be safe with rockets.
Okay. So you actually heard
It's called the infinite rock reload glitch. It's not really a glitch, it's more of a mechanic.
Don't take a big step back.
I believe that's all of them. Okay. That could have gone a little better, but I'll take it. I can get sub 10 sometimes, but getting a sub 12 is a decent time for most people. It's best to get like a low 10. That's usually the optimal time. So about the story with the young woman, that guy who sells all the kebabs, he chooses not to evacuate because he knows that he's just way too big, and that other people could take his place for him and evacuate. He would just be trouble for people who want to evacuate. And he enjoys making kebabs for people, so he chooses to die like that. To die doing what he does best. So after a while, the young woman, she happens to find some kind of car salesman. And this car salesman has like no brain whatsoever other than making a sale. And they're in like this Oliphant. It's like a garbage truck, basically. And then there's this freight that comes in, and this Wraith just is waiting to attack them all. And the car salesman is killed on impact by a Wraith blast. Which is sad, but it's kind of funny. Because the guy is an idiot and doesn't even recognize the danger. And what he was trying to do was trying to negotiate with the Covenant. But he was just an idiot. Okay, Kazingo is going to give me a hard time on this if everything goes out well for me.
Get to the Scorpion tank, Trooper, before the race takes it out!
Gotta tap that SMG. Get a checkpoint. No checkpoint, unfortunately. This is bad. I took too long, I think, to trigger a checkpoint.
Every Marine in this city is heading for a rally point in the Naval Intelligence Building. You ought to go with us.
Sure, as long as I get to drive the tank.
That ghost was good.
We got a squad of Marines pinned down, far corner in the next plaza. Get back to the Covenant, Trooper. Once you commit, don't stop moving. Come on, Trooper!
Okay, we got a
Don't let the
checkpoint.
race kill our tank!
We gotta take out these turrets, because going YOLO on this set of streets here, this section here, is bad news. And just to make it extra safe, I'm gonna take that turret gunner out. I should be fine, but sometimes there's a brute and a ghost. That guy that wants to kill me. I hit that wall because it's a trigger zone for opening that door. And I just missed it barely, which is bad because I lost time. Now, sometimes I'm able to get a plasma pistol where I took out all those enemies at the start of the level. I wouldn't have to get the rocket because I can just get a Banshee by EMPing the Banshee out of the sky. There's a rocket marine up here somewhere. I don't think I killed him. Sometimes I'm gonna have to use the rocket to take out that brute.
On my last tag.
I have no idea what was shooting at me. Maybe a Banshee. Sometimes this Banshee here. I did not kill that Marine. Damn it. He's gonna have to die. Where is the Banshee anyway? Please play games with someone else, Banshee. Yeah, I'm talking to you, buddy. Come get me, because you're annoying me. Come on, Banshee.
How did you ever get off the planet?
The Banshee behavior with these brutes here is annoying. And this is the strat I have to use when I can't get a plasma pistol, when I'm trying to make it through that area with all those enemies.
Pathetic! You're pathetic!
And this guy has shields too. How the hell did he get such a rank? I got a checkpoint, we're good. Gotta time these shots carefully. Okay, we're in. Certainly, the situation I had with trying to get the Banshee wasn't the greatest. It can definitely go a little faster, but given the outcome, or given the situation, I had to work to get the Banshee and deal with the mediocre outcome. This Wraith has to die. And sometimes that brute will get away. I killed him though. Gotta stay up here. Staying in this corner really helps, especially when my shields begin to deplete. And it's not really shields, it's called stamina for ODSTs. Sometimes brutes will troll. That bad. That brute is making things worse. Now we just have to stay up here, wait for the HeroicRobb grunt to show up, because he is the biggest danger of all the enemies. He'll take you out in 2 hits. That's how powerful the brute chat is. And that brute is still alive. Wow. Sometimes we have to hide for cover. We can get a checkpoint sometimes. Taking out the brutes is necessary because with the brute shots, it just makes things bad. I'm turning visor mode on and off. The reason why I turn it on is to make sure none of the grunts are alive. Because in normal view, it looks like grunts camouflage with their buddies' dead corpses. So yeah, Kazingo can be hard sometimes. It's not friendly at times. But that was one of the, a decent run. It wasn't the greatest, but it was decent enough for me to work with. So now we have a mongoose and we don't have to walk a whole bunch of streets and deal with hunters and all the other enemies that we have to worry about. But there is a brute and a ghost we have to worry about, because he likes to shoot at you, and his aim is probably assisted with aimbot. I swear, he probably uses aimbot, but this time we don't have to worry about a ghost, so that's good. On easy, it's a grunt driving a ghost, and we can just board the grunt and take the ghost and go faster. But I'm not concerned with going fast on the streets on Legendary because it hardly makes a difference. Also, the young woman, Sadie, she happens to get taken hostage by a former police officer because he's angry at life. And the reason why Sadie and Brandley are at the office at the NMPD is because they're trying to reactivate the superintendent.
Thanks for picking such a tall building. I'm really digging all these stairs.
I don't get why I wasn't going over the railing. I had that problem yesterday. I just got shot at by whatever, and I lost some health, and I picked up a health pack as soon as I got it, and it restores my stamina and health immediately. Darn. I was so close too. This part can be hard sometimes. Getting up there, the enemies are randomly spawned in locations, and what the hell just happened? Sometimes grunts will sneak up fast enough where they can shoot at you, and then you're forced to restart or revert the part of the level because it's not safe to do a grenade jump up there. You want to be behind the wall.
Swap back.
Yeah, those grunts, for whatever reason, sometimes they love to poke their heads out.
Come and get some.
We're down, Gunny. On a rooftop, northeast of your location.
Okay, we are finally in. We got a checkpoint. That was a little trouble, but it wasn't that horrendous. So, in the store, they were dealing with jackal snipers. They were mentioning how jackal snipers were nested on the towers in this area.
Let him get behind us.
This is bad. Okay, we're fine. Now we gotta worry about the grunt with the Fuhrer cannon, who isn't even paying attention, which is good. How do I get a 90% beam rifle? A human sniper takes out a grunt in one hit versus a beam rifle with two. Thank you, Brute, for throwing that shield. Sometimes you can fall off that thing. It's bad if you fall off, obviously.
First wasted. Lost the pilot on impact.
Stupid Banshees.
Not for long. Phantom's inbound. Why am I not surprised? Take your turn, Tommy. Conserve your ammo. This is gonna get hot. Banshees down. Phantom coming in left.
That thing almost killed me just now.
Right up.
So here we are basically standing our ground, making sure that the Banshees are taken out. I need a Spartan laser because that'll help kill the Banshees. We are taking out enemies when they are being dropped off by Phantoms.
Hostile forward level. Clear 'em out.
Sometimes grunts will survive. We had to kind of make note of that. It's just best to use a rocket on them because we don't want to have to Dutch. Get out of the way, Dutch. I thought that was bug for a minute. You don't want your allies to get too close, because if they get too close to the missile pod, they can... What happens is, when you use a missile pod, it'll blow up in your face. So many Banshees.
Banshees down. Taken care of.
I just lasered Buck. Yeah, just shoot there at me while a rocket is heading right in your path.
Watch the backflash. All right. Room.
took Dutch's laser, because we have better aim than him. Come on. Like I said, we have better aim than Dutch. That was unintentional of that Banshee to get shot down. Still, I managed. Gotta watch out for these Banshees, and at the same time, watch out for this guy. Just take it out. We don't have to worry about jetpacks. Okay. What? How? I cannot believe that happened. I blew myself up. There was something wrong with that. I cannot believe I just failed so bad like that. That was rather embarrassing, because the reticule was not pointed at the ground. That should not have happened, but it did. Where's Dutch? I need your laser. Just when I thought everything was going to plan, it backfired. But yeah, taking out that Phantom really helps, so we don't have to worry about all those jetpacks on Legendary. Speaking of which, I was not prepared for that. This is what we have to do if we don't destroy the Phantom in time. We have a whole bunch of jetpack brutes, and that Banshee is toast. Man, this is a terrible NMPD. It should have gone a lot better, but no. The Phantom happened to pop up sooner than I expected. That was just bad. Blowing myself up and losing over a minute. And then losing time because the enemies, when I jump over that wall with the grenade, weren't good to me. Still, this is going okay. Now hopefully Kikowani will be nice to me. Some stuff can happen on Kikowani, and it's just bad when it does happen. And we can also get the early dialogue trigger as well. Usually when we kill a certain number of enemies within a certain time, it's really helpful. So yeah, the officer that took Sadie and Brantley hostage eventually gets taken down, and then Sadie attempts to activate Superintendent, but then Kinsler summons Sadie to the station to get picked up on the train. And Kinsler also says that he killed her dad, which is very sad. what he did was he had some of his corrupt officers start sub-level 9 on fire, activating the argon gas, basically freezing Sadie's dad to death. Mickey can fly? Mickey can fly, everybody.
See what you remember, Cooper. Move.
This is bad. No checkpoint. I know I like checkpoints a little too much, but sometimes they're necessary. Wow, my health just went down so fast. I missed one jackal, which cost me early dialogue.
Go, Mickey. Up the lift.
Hurry up, Mickey, and do your job.
Nothing.
At least he spawned on the lower level, not the upper level. I want to make sure everything is taken out. We have the HeroicRobb cannon because that really helps when we have to walk in and activate a door.
She's good to go. On my way. That is a nice ride.
Yes, it's a nice ride, Dutch. It's a Banshee. Sadly, I won't get the 420 on this level because I didn't get early dialogue. And getting a 420 on a full game run is really good. I mean, yeah, you can get faster time than 420, but it's really hard to get a 420 to begin with. If I don't get in my Banshee soon enough, Mickey will complain. This is a fun part. Just driving the Banshee all over the station. Gotta be careful if HeroicRobb cannon runs because they're happy enough to take out a Banshee with HeroicRobb cannons. 2 shots takes you down.
Door's open. I'll go first.
There's also a few loading zones that take a few seconds to load up on the 360. This game is also available on the Master Chief Collection. It's faster, but sometimes the enemy AI is ridiculously hard. And their spawns are much sooner because it's 60 frames per second. So, calculating all the frames per second, it makes them spawn faster. Good, I got a checkpoint right here, which is fine.
I'll head through on foot. See if I can find a workaround inside the tunnel. Oh, shit! Stop! Troopers, I got bad news. What? You really are gonna make us walk out of this city?
Alright, we have a scare to worry about.
Fire exit. Fast mission.
Alright, hopefully this scarab doesn't shoot me. We're just taking the safe way. We're not worrying about getting to the Banshee because I'm not going to worry about a few seconds when I can lose a minute if I get killed. Alright, so at the end of the story with Sadie. Um, Once again, Kinsler has Sadie, I guess, and tells Sadie of her dad being killed, and that Superintendent can't help her. And he also finds out that he's out to discover what's beneath New Mombasa. And that he would murder a few humans just to save the rest of humanity, and it wouldn't matter to him, which is really sadistic of him. And then everybody that's outside the train that wants to escape, they eventually make their way inside the train, and then the superintendent finally sends one last message to Sadie, telling Sadie that she loves that superintendent and her dad love her. It's kind of touching at the end. And there is a room where Sadie's dad is on this level, but I'm not going to show it for speedrunning purposes. What was I doing just now? I was thinking about going right. Sometimes grunts let off a grenade even when they're shot, which is really stupid. It doesn't happen, but once in a while it does. So this level, Data Hive, it's a pretty monotonous level. All this is just walking and shooting enemies. There is a neat little strat, though, that we can use on this level. As long as we have at least one frag grenade when we get past sub-level 9, the place where it's frozen, with arcing gas. I really should have gotten a plasma pistol, I mean. This grunt does not want to die, so I have to make him die. So now we have one of his buddies who somehow managed to survive the onslaught. And you get to work with him. And if we were not speedrunning, he eventually betrays you. But there's a number of ways you could kill that guy. And if you happen to find the flamethrower, like outside the door, then that's the best way of killing him, is using a flamethrower. Okay, I'm not worried about that frag. What I am worried about is the buggers in this room. Sometimes they can spawn sooner, sometimes they don't. Sometimes jackals will come out of this hallway, and sometimes they just don't come out at all. I guess I pissed the brute off. I'm surrounded. That could have gone better. Sometimes the enemies in the next room will despawn for some awkward reason. But nope, not today. I was wondering why none of my brutes were dying. It's because the bubble shield was popped up. That was bad. That brute had to do that to me. Sometimes focusing in on the upper part of the carbine reticle helps. Unfortunately, it didn't. This part shouldn't go off without a hitch, but it is. I hate bubble shield brutes. They are so annoying. Haha. Man, that should have gone a minute and a half faster. Normally this part isn't so hard or difficult. Now, normally, that officer will stay up, but if you collect enough audio logs, he'll come down with you. Actually, you have to collect every Mombasa Street audio log. What? That grunt. Going crazy. This part we have to be careful at. Always take out the brute leaders because they pose the most threat. The biggest threat. If I can have a plasma pistol, we'll be fine. Getting a health pack would really help here. This part here, trying to YOLO this part, is just absolute hell. Please mess with him, please mess with him. He's just being assaulted by them two brutes. I truly feel sorry for him. It's bad enough that he has to deal with that turret brute, but with the brute shot brute as well, I truly feel sorry for him. Yeah, and a couple of brutes have to massacre him for his crimes that he's committed. And as you can tell, I just got wrecked by a whole bunch of enemies. There are no more health packs now, so I had to be very careful here. So now we meet up with Dare finally, the leader in this operation. Since there are no other women in ODST, might as well have a good look, eh? Always gotta have that good look. You're dead too, buddy. Have a nice day. You take the carbine, because I don't want it anymore. You better watch it, Brute. You better watch it, Brute. Yes, get mad at me because you're too stupid to take me out sooner. Or you're too stupid not to take me out sooner. Whatever. Dare knows too much about karate, and yet does little. You know what they say about how girls hit? Exactly. Dare doesn't do any damage. Now, here comes the best trick in Data Hive. Probably the best trick in ODST. Well, next to the Banshee strat. And I forgot to jump, but oh well. At least I have a checkpoint. Now, hopefully this works for me. We explode up on our way to this ledge, and then hopefully we make our way up. And it wasn't that hard for me to jump. It's a little complicated at first. When you get used to it, it's not too much of an issue. So now, we don't have to worry about fighting any buggers whatsoever. If we went up the elevator, it would be so much more difficult to worry about buggers while trying to go fast here. All we have to do is just stroll on by and not worry about a single bugger attacking us. But now we have brutes to worry about, and that door just shuts on us. Sometimes that brute takes 3 hits to kill. I really would like the hammer, please. The hammer makes going through this hallway a lot faster. And now we're going to pick up our tier 1 asset. And this guy is important because he knows everything about what's going on in Mombasa. sometimes the grunts that get dropped off also die as well.
I'll cover the engineer.
We can just use our last frag and it won't be a problem now. We did our escape jump. Our little shortcut strat. Now we need a carbine to take out all these guys. Ooh, wow. That brute really did a lot of damage to me. We gotta pick up these 2 weapons, the beam rifle and the brute shot. Makes Coastal Highway a lot easier.
This is all right, rookie.
It's the final level. And it's the longest level too. It's usually 20 minutes long.
About this,
Sometimes it can be a little faster because we just do a very good job of clearing enemies and not dying at all. Oh hey Virgil, at least you're not way up in the sky.
door's locked.
Still, we'll lose time because Virgil did whatever. Virgil, why would you do this? Eventually Virgil will just automatically open the door.
I've seen hundreds of these things today. Why is this one so important?
The engineer knows what the Covenant's after. I can take this much more than I would. What they know is in the war.
Oh.
You haven't killed any of them, have you?
No! Well, maybe one or two.
Now, we just look at Virgil, and then we turn around and he'll be in the elevator.
Elevator. Come on.
This would have been a decent data hive, but with that trouble in sub-level 8, I just happened to take a little too long. 60 minutes is the part time on Legendary Data Hive on the Master Chief Collection. And now for the best level of the game.
If you hang back, let us do it time.
Yep, more escorting. It's a lot of fun. What am I doing? I have to shoot this down with a bridge shot. There we go. I wish I had a little bit more nades.
Can't that thing move any faster? Right. Want me to give it a little push? I'm trying to help.
We look back at them, and then we do a 180, and then they teleport. Very convenient.
This way. Could be an elevator.
Sometimes you can surf Virgil, which is pretty cool. Alright, I got like 20 minutes to complete this mission. Let's do this.
Take the wheel, Boogie. All right, shotgun. All right! Hey, Captain? Tickling.
Crowded in here. The engineers do something to control pressure. Hey! Who's that?
Get in the hog buck. Okay, good.
I'm doing the best I can. Just stay out of our way.
Keep her steady.
Any grunts that are in Dare's way immediately get killed.
Covenant must have shut these doors. Give the engineer a second to override the lock.
In fact, any enemy that gets in front of Dare gets killed. Which is really cool.
That's it. Keep her steady. I hope that didn't scrape my undercarriage.
Did you guys see that jackal? Absolutely wrecked.
Whoa! What just happened?
I think the engineer found a way to extend his shield. Then the current to be out of place. I don't know how strong the shields are. Stay close.
Don't worry. We got you covered.
Sometimes Dare can drive bad.
That's just happened.
See how bad Dare is driving? She's literally driving in front of a semi. She'll get teleported soon enough.
I have them in my sight.
Generally, you want to not get boarded first off. Second of all, on easy you would move the vehicle out of the way. Now let's not get ourselves killed by a bunch of HeroicRobb cannon grunts, because I don't have a checkpoint yet.
Hey, up above. More trouble.
Okay, 22 shots is okay. I like to keep Buck on the gunner seat because he'll cover me. If I gave him rockets, he would only shoot what's in front of him and not behind. And that was bad. That's absolutely bad. None of my rockets hit any of those buggers, all clustered up together.
Shields are holding, but not for long.
Seriously, I had to blow myself up like that.
Okay, shields are back to full power. Here we go.
Stay on target.
Still no checkpoint. This part shouldn't be too hard, as long as I don't make any stupid mistakes.
That's it. Keep her steady.
Okay, we got a checkpoint, we're good.
Go down.
You know how I said about ghosts or enemies being instant killed if they're in the way of Dare? That doesn't apply the same to any vehicle always have to get the next best vehicle. So we have to get the Goshawk now, which is fine because it'll take out Banshees in a couple shots. Any vehicle in a couple shots. And it's better than the chain gun Warthog. Do a better job, Buck, please. Wow. If I tell him to do something, he actually does it. There are rockets here. Just gotta be careful now. There's a few ghosts, and we don't want to get too caught up in destroying them.
I have them in my sight.
Shields are holding, but not for long.
Blow him up.
Thanks, Trooper. Shields are
Good.
to go.
This next part here can be a little difficult. Buck doesn't like to shoot because he likes to talk.
Sheriff,
I see it. Must have dropped off for one of those cruisers. Just keep driving. It hasn't bothered us.
Do your damn job, Buck.
It's a race moving in on opposition.
how the hell did you make it down this highway in one piece?
There weren't as many coming in last night.
Shields are holding, but not for long. I see a Scorpion tank up ahead. We need the extra firepower.
Back off, Banshee.
Thanks, Trooper. Shields are good to
Get
go.
in the turret, Buck. Good job.
Down.
This is going very good so far, I think. Apart from the bugger battle, which is really dumb. Still, this is pretty good coastal highway so far. If you take out the bugger fight, this is a good coastal highway. This highway is the most dangerous highway anyone could have ever come up with.
Keep her steady. All right, keep up. Pull up your heels. Good job.
That went pretty swell, or pretty good. Now we got a whole bunch of phantoms, and my favorite line from Buck is gonna show up shortly. No, not phantom. Salt carrier, everybody.
10 o'clock high.
Y'all hype? It's the salt carrier. Out to blast its saltiness laser.
Ghost inbound.
There, now we don't have to worry about all the ghosts that get deployed by any of the phantoms. They're all dead.
It's charging its
The only thing we have to worry about are these shade turrets that get taken out in one hit. Oh yeah, and Dare, I forgot, slowed me down as well because she doesn't know how to drive. It doesn't happen too much, but unfortunately it happened on this run. This next part here is hard.
No! They're gonna burn this city and then collapse the whole planet!
There's a brute with a HeroicRobb cannon we have to worry about.
Like freaks all over again!
Get it out of there. Get out of here.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Brute shots are also kind of dangerous. And if you're being bombarded with the HeroicRobb cannon, they will kill you.
There's no other way. Covenant just waits at the highway. We're gonna keep rolling as far as we can. Get airborne.
Yes, chase down the elephant. Because there are a bunch of brutes that just want to chase something big. I wonder what's in that elephant that the brutes want. Buck, if you want to go for a ride, the warthog is right here. Seriously, what was he pointing at? How did Buck get into Halo 5? He is a total dumbass.
We're going too fast. I can't stop.
Do something, Buck.
Veronica, come to me.
Look what happened, Buck. You failed to Veronica. How dare you call yourself a man?
You're the alien. What about you?
You're just sitting back while the Scarab's shooting Veronica.
Take the next off-ramp. See a building, north side of the highway. We'll hold up there.
Wish I had more ammo. Unfortunately, I didn't think of taking out that chieftain's ammo.
Area secure. Veronica, come to us. We're covered.
This is the last part of the level, guys.
Remember, I have a tier 1 asset and a whole bunch of covenants who want it dead. Step on it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I know, Dare. Now I can surf. If I didn't get a checkpoint, that would have been very bad if I died. Let's hope this all goes smoothly.
Coming in.
Okay. Not today. Not today. And I got a checkpoint too, so we're good. I think. If there are no stragglers, we're good. Dare, give me your pistol. It's the best thing in the world against jackals.
More phantoms. What's up?
Okay, not bad.
Knock them out.
There goes one sniper. hunters.
Back off.
Let the hunters come. Learn to aim, Buck, please.
Thanks.
Get it, you other space freak.
Last man.
Alright, we're very good. Good, I got the beam rifle. I am just weapon switching as I am walking over to the final section. There we go.
Freeze. On the highway.
That's not good.
Wow, that that was terrible. But that was funny too. If I had a plasma pistol, I would definitely use it against brute, but when you're dealing with a whole bunch of brutes, that just isn't possible. Getting wrecked by that chieftain is sad. Oh look, a plasma pistol.
Freeze. On the highway.
That's not good.
Yeah, I'm talking to you, brute. I know you're mad. I am too. That's what happens when you mess with me. There's one more. There we go. Like I said, it would be around 20 minutes. Normally on any coastal highway. I had issues on the highway and I got wrecked by the chieftain, but otherwise this was good. If I wasn't wrecked by that chieftain, I would have been pretty happy with the run, and I would have definitely had a 19-minute run. There you have it. I have completed the run in under a minute 40, or I'm sorry, under an hour and 40.
That thing safe?